Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome tonight to Mexico. We are here for WRC's premium members race here around Mexico. My name is Jack. I am your commentator. A pleasure to be with you here tonight. 15 drivers taking to Mexico here today. We have got plenty of people in the chat. Scooters in the Twitch chat. Welcome in, my friend. We've got Lily, CW, Jack Plays. We've got Harry, LM, Agent 007, all in the TikTok chat. And a big shout out to everyone on TikTok that's been liking, following, sharing, sending gifts as well. We do appreciate your support very, very much. And we are underway then. How are we doing on this fine evening, ladies and gentlemen? Damon in the chat as well. Welcome in, Damon. Good to see you, my friend. How are we all? Are we ready for another brilliant stream? TTV Kian saying, I'm never setting a lobby up again. Trust me, Kian. I was doing my best to help, but people not coordinating very well. Luke M saying that he's going to do a last to first challenge today. Me and Luke have made a little bit of a bet here. If Luke can go from last to first and win the race, I will give him premium for the MOR website. So I'm not trying to be biased here, but somebody please beat Luke M. As Jack Plays saying, we need some predictions. Let's get some predictions in the chat then, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we think is taking pole position? We've got the likes of Saban and BP Ace in here tonight. CB, Mr. Smith as well. We know Luke M won't be taking pole. He's going to be in 15th as he'll be starting from the back. We've got Lunar Eclipse going on to their lap now. Damon saying, good to see you too, my man. Best way to spend the evening watching some racing. Exactly that. Could you think of a better way to spend your evening than watching some fantastic racing action? Lily coming in the TikTok with a treasure box. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, Lily, for the gift. There's TTV Kian saying, I have a 2-year-old who listens better. Honestly, does not surprise me, Kian. Does not surprise me at all. As Lunar Eclipse then, through the first sector we go. And now into the middle sector. CW saying, make the bet with Solar next time. Not a chance. Am I doing that with Solar? I think Solar may already have premium. I'm not 100% sure. But definitely not a chance that I will be making that deal with Solar. Where was that comment that I just saw? Matt Racing saying, not gonna lie, I like these races more than IRL F1. They definitely are very chaotic, I must say. They have a bit more spice than a real F1 race does. Is Lunar Eclipse then round the final corner with a 16.6 to start us off. Mr. Fresh has invalidated skill issue coming to the final sector. Excuse me, and the Williams driver has been very impressive, has definitely shown he knows to get his elbows out. As TG skill issue then goes to the top with a 1 minute 16.2 for him. We've got Jay in the chat saying, man, that's an empty lobby. It's sad. Not at all, my friend. This is a premium only race. So I believe it is only premium members that are in this race. So that explains why there aren't 22 drivers, but 15 most certainly. Still a lot of drivers in this Grand Prix looking to try and take victory. We've got a 15.3 then from Ollie Football, who goes on to provisional pole. We've got Saban on an outlap, Fabian Best and Mr. Smith on laps, along with Harco Bandit. And we've got Louis on a lap as well. Mr. Smith, we know, can be very quick, as can Fabian Best. Is CW saying, how's Luke made his way in here, JP? To be honest, I think the lobby did get opened up for about 5 minutes before the stream started. So, honestly, couldn't tell you. TTV Kian saying, not a full lobby, but oh well, that stressed me. There's a few people on the grid that are not premium, just trying to fill the grid. Completely makes sense, Kian. Not a problem at all. This is a man we definitely want to be watching in the fight for pole position. UFRT Saban, absolutely rapid. As Doug in the chat saying, best commentator of all time. Thank you very much for the kind words, Doug. I do really appreciate that. As UFRT Saban then, this man, incredibly quick on his day. So we definitely want to stick with this man as he makes his way through the middle sector. The Red Bull driver, you'd believe he's driving the 2023 Red Bull with the pace that he has. As Jay coming in with the rose, we've got Lily coming in with the sleigh gifts as well. Thank you very much to everyone dropping gifts in the TikTok. Lily with 100 sleighs. Absolutely incredible. Thank you very much, Lily. Do appreciate the support. As UFRT Saban then through the stadium section, he now comes. Lily saying Sleigh Jack in the chat. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. As Saban then round the final corner comes the Red Bull driver, and it's only a 16-2 for UFRT Saban. Definitely expected better from the Red Bull driver. It's currently a Cadillac 1-2 with Mr. Smith in second place. Looks like Ollie Football is pushing on again. May have football in his name, but definitely might want to change that for F1. As this man looking very, very quick. Through the stadium sector we go. You can see all the fans in their glory cheering on these 15 drivers in this session. And Ollie Football comes into the pit lane then. Lily saying he does say it in secret, guys. I can assure you I am not saying slay in secret. That is not happening. As CB then into the final sector we go with the Williams driver. We know how quick CB is. Saban has some support in the chat. Lily coming in with the rose gift. If you are looking to join the league, I will send the link in now. Give me 2 moments. I will send you a link to the website as CB goes into P6. As Rylan, what is your EA name, my friend? And we will try and get you involved. As Lily coming in with even more gifts in the TikTok. The support from Lily, #1 fan out here today. Thank you very much, Lily. Do really appreciate it. Kian saying, little man says hi, JP, and is joining for quali and the race. Tell him I said hello as well. Welcome in, Kian and the little man. He's got his hat on and ready. TTV Kian, we'll definitely be watching your lap, Kian. I can assure you that, my friend. That will be absolutely wonderful. Damon saying, you're right, I've got an itch and I can't wait to race again. Honestly, it is so addictive, Damon. Once you do one, it's like a drug. You're then like, oh, I've got to do another. When's the next attendance? When can I sign up? You're sat there and you're watching. As Rylan saying, T10_Rylan is my EA. Let's see if I have you added, my friend. I'm not sure that I do. No, it doesn't look like it. You can add me, Jack Patient Comms. It's the name of my TikTok name. I've just posted the link to our website in the chat. Is TTV key, and then on his outlap, you can see him weaving around to try and get some temperature in the tyres. And the Mercedes man, definitely one of the fan favourites for all the people on TikTok and on Twitch at home. Jack saying maybe I can do a last to first also. As Luke M staying in the pits, we know he's going for the last to first challenge. Rylan asking, what's your EA? It's my TikTok name, my friend, Jack Patient Comms. Ian on the outlap. What a special moment this is for TTV Kian. Pulls over to let the Haas car go. I believe that was Harco Bandit, who has just gone by on a lap. Damon saying it just went way too quick. Plus didn't help. We did one of the quickest tracks in Monza. And that is the thing. They feel like they go so quickly when you are doing them. And then you're like, damn, where was the rest of that race? But they are very fun. Very, very addictive, I must say. Is I have just accepted your friend request, Rylan. But I can't see you on the friends list. Where is Rylan? I don't know if you can see your name in there, Rylan. Do let me know. Is TTV Kian then embarks, on his first lap. Lunar Eclipse has split the Cadillacs into P2 with a 1 minute 15.8. Good lap from the Haas driver. As Rylan says he's restarting his game. Kian through the first sector he goes. The Mercedes driver got the little man on his lap supporting him. Got the Mercedes cap on and everything. BP Ace on his first lap as well. And we know how quick BP Ace can be in WRC. As Kian just about keeping it in the track limits then. Lily saying she just spent £10 on coins to send gifts. Well, thank you very much, Lily, for that. We do all really appreciate it here at WRC. I'll come in with some gifts as well. We'll get some roses in as well. Lily sending more sleigh gifts as Kian to the line then. A 1 minute 18.3 for the Mercedes man. And weaving around, saying hello to the viewers at home. As BP Ace then, through the S's, comes the Ferrari driver. And again, we know how quick this man can be. I would not be surprised if he goes towards the top of the timesheets. Into the final sector, he now goes. As Jack saying, I forgot to pick a team. Will I get put in one or should I rejoin? Jack, are you already in the session? No, you're not. If you just join the session, mate, and then you can take control of whatever car you want, as BP Ace does go to the top of the timesheets then. A 1 minute 15.1, giving us his own little wave here tonight. Brands plays in the chat as well. Good evening, Brands. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Welcome in. As Lily now coming with 60 GGs as well. Lily, #1 fan of WRC tonight. As Prince Jarmin saying, how is everyone so quick in these lobbies? Trust me, BP Ace, absolutely rapid. Ollie Football, absolutely rapid. He is so close to the back of BP Ace. You can see the gap in the top left-hand side of your screen. As Liliana says she did the gift gallery thing. I don't know what that is. I'm not too well versed with TikTok, but the gift gallery, I mean, it sounds cool, whatever it is. As Rylan says he is now online. So let's see. Can we see Rylan on the friends list? Yes, we can. So we get Rylan in as well. Is Gersey coming in with the heart me too. We've got QZRT coming in with the roses. The gifts absolutely popping off today here in the chat. Thank you very much to everyone on TikTok for the support. Absolutely brilliant stuff from everyone in the chat. Damon saying, forgot to say earlier, was an honour racing with you in Vegas. Thank you very much, Damon. An honour being on track with you as well, my friend. Where did you actually finish in that race, Damon? I don't think I remember. Spitball saying, Lily goated so much better than her boyfriend. Okay. Well, come on now, Spitball. Come on. Max saying, can we invite him into the game? Where are you, Nova Piper? I know you're on my friends list. Definitely would have never unadded you. Can't be doing that. Mr. Fresh on his outlap. Bitball, I'm not going to forget that, by the way. I'm not going to forget that. There's Lily coming in with the 182 sleighs. My word. Doug saying, I joined the session without selecting a team. Will I be in the race? If you joined in, you can take control of any car that you want, my friend. QZRT said, being late won't stop me from getting you to 20k likes. Absolute legend, QZRT. CW saying, JP's the best person in here. CW, I appreciate you, my friend. I do appreciate you. Damon saying, I think I finished 18th. I had a horrible start. Trust me, I had an abysmal race. Somehow I finished 6th. I think I had contact. I think it was with one of the Cadillacs that put me in the wall or something like that. I can't truly remember. As Lily saying she's ran out of coins. I'm not surprised, Lily, with the amount of gifts that you were sending in. It's no surprise that you've ran out. But seriously, thank you for the support. As Lunar Eclipse saying, sorry, but us girls always win. I don't agree with that, Lunar Eclipse. I do not agree with that in the slightest. As Ryland says he's coming out of the pit lane, then we've got Jarmin in saying that he finished 15th, 12th, and 8th so far today. CW saying, Lily, my commentator will never be topped. That's right, CW. Come on now. Marley in the chat as well. Welcome in, Marley. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Matt Racing coming in with the 70 roses. Thank you very much, Matt, for the gifts. Jack Plays saying, JP, if I rejoin the game real quick, can you invite me? Of course, mate. Not a problem at all. You're more than welcome to get invited in. As we're really into crunch time then in this session. Angelo saying I stomped the gas coming out of the pits, forgetting I was on no traction and lost a bit of my front wing for my fast lap. That's definitely not ideal, Angelo. Not the greatest way to start your qualifying session. As here comes BP Ace onto his final lap then. And this is an important lap for BP Ace to try and get away from Ollie Football. Matt Racing saying, never thought I would buy coins here, but I had to send something. Thank you so much, Matt. I do really appreciate that. Lily saying, to be honest, he is the best commentator. I do appreciate. Thank you for all of the kind words, everyone in the TikTok chat. I do appreciate it. Doug saying, I'm in spectator mode. Can I rejoin? Doug, I think you just need to take control of a car, my friend, if you're in spectator mode. Marley saying, who's your favourite team in F1? It is Red Bull, my friend. Red Bull through and through, I am. And a big fan of Max Verstappen, if you were wondering. BP Ace then, towards the end of the middle sector, 2.5 tenths up is BP Ace as he comes to the final sector then. And BP Ace absolutely flying. He comes to the line and does improve them. The Ferrari driver, the first man into the 1 minute 14s. Ollie Football has invalidated his outlap, although that is his outlap. So we will see Ollie Football with one more lap then in this race. Jack Plays saying, JP, I'm ready for the invite. We'll get you in quickly, my friend. There you are. As Damon saying, yeah, lap 1, I got slammed into the wall on the straight, lost my wing, and it just went downhill. Honestly, I'm not surprised at all, Damon. It's chaotic in these league races, I can assure you that. Mr. Smith then, on his final lap, still in contention for pole position into the middle sector. He now comes, Agent 007 saying he's ran out of fuel as qualifying is now over then. BP Ace will not get another lap. Saban goes into third place. BP Ace coming to the final sector. 8 seconds down, obviously, as Mr. Smith now into the final sector. 2 tenths up. So could jump up into third place here ahead of Saban. Ollie Football did not improve. As Mr. Smith then, round the final corner, the Cadillac driver pushing on, trying to improve, comes to the line, does go P3. Cadillac looking absolutely rapid. Here's Lunar Eclipse coming towards the line, looking to get herself a little bit higher, stays in 6th place. The Haas driver, CB, goes up to 7th for Williams. Spitball saying it may be chaotic, but I'm ready with my hammer. Spitball, we know your hammer's very, very dangerous, my friend. As Louis now goes up into 5th. Rylan won't improve and stays 6th. We've got Jarmin in 10th. TTV Kian currently in 13th, looking to try and improve. We've got Mr. Fresh into the pit lane. Up the Gunners has invalidated. We know Jack and Luke won't be setting lap times in this session. So it's all down then to TTV Kian. He comes around the final corner. Has invalidated his lap though. I've just realised. So Kian crosses the line with a 28.7. And it's BP Ace then on pole position here in Mexico. Ollie Football in 2nd place with Mr. Smith in 3rd. UFRT Saban is 4th with Louis in 5th. Rylan will line up 6th with Lunar Eclipse in 7th place. CB is 8th with TG Skill Issue in 9th and Jarmin in 10th. M in the chat as well. Welcome in. James saying, do you lot actually do races or just silly social races? We do plenty of championship races, my friend. Don't you worry. As Doug saying, I'm so dumb. I just found out how to take control of a car when quali finished. Well, don't worry. You should be able to get into the race as well. And ladies and gentlemen, we have got a brilliant race coming up for you. The Mexican Grand Prix is up next. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to the formation lap here in Mexico. Strategies not looking very split at all. Hard compound tyres for Jarmin, Fabian, and TTV Kian. Everyone else on the medium compound tyres. M in the chat saying, crazy race you had, mate. It was interesting to say the least, but I will take a P6. I'm pretty happy with that around Vegas. Definitely one of my more favourite tracks on the calendar, to be honest. So definitely happy with a decent result. Up and down the grid then, we've got BP Ace in first. Ollie Football will line up in second. Mr. Smith in third, completing a Cadillac 2-3. Saban is fourth with Louis in fifth place. It's then Rylan in sixth. Lunar Eclipse in seventh with an amazing qualifying. CB in eighth with TG Skill Issue in 9th. Jarmin is 10th with Harco in 11th for Haas. Fabian is 12th with TTV Kian in 13th. Mr. Fresh is 14th with Nova Piper in 15th place. Up the Gunners in 16th with Luke in 17th. It's Jack Plays in 18th. 19th is Clyde. And then 20th is Angry Badger 85. As we get ourselves towards the final sector then. Damon in the chat saying, I'm guessing the social races for tomorrow will go up tonight after the 10 PM race. Yes, exactly that. So after the 10 PM race, I believe all attendances go up for tomorrow's race. BPA saying, I won't be leading this lap 1. Starting on pole round here is horrid. It's definitely not ideal with the run down to turn 1. It's very, very difficult to convert pole to the lead in turn 1. But I'm sure he will give it everything as we all line up on the grid then. And all that's left to do is await the 5 red lights. The engines roar to life here in Mexico then. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers. And we can go racing here in Mexico. BP Ace with a good start away from pole. Look at the start of Saban. Already into second place and ahead of both Cadillacs. Great start from the Red Bull as he now pulls to the outside line of BP Ace. Into turn 1 we go. BP Ace is leading. But for how much longer? Because down the inside, goes Saban. I believe that's one of the Haas cars that's gone off the road and straight on at turn 1. Saban goes a little bit wide. Through goes Mr. Smith. And now on the outside of the Ferrari. As into turn 4 we go. Cadillac versus Ferrari, and Mr. Smith wheel to wheel with BP Ace, who's going to be forced off the road here. But Mr. Smith gets a little bit out of shape, and round the next corner we go. BP Ace and Mr. Smith still wheel to wheel, and when they come out of it all, Mr. Smith now leads the Mexican Grand Prix. BP Ace in second place. Ollie Football is in third. It's UFRT Saban with the best start of them all, somehow is still where he started. Louis is fifth as there. We've got the Haas and the Red Bull scrapping away, both of them off the road in that fight, as we've got the Williams of TG Skills up the inside of Rylan and snatching 8th place away, as Lunar Eclipse looking to try and fight up the Gunners as we make our way onto lap 2 then, and BP Ace charging after Mr. Smith. The Ferrari is gaining slipstream towards turn 1 to the inside line. Goes BP Ace. Mr. Smith, can he defend this one? Doesn't look like it, and BP Ace then retakes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. Lunar Eclipse does manage to get through on up the Gunners and up into 6th place. Amazing move from Luna to get up into 6th then, and will now be chasing down Louis, who currently runs in 5th. Nova Piper has disconnected, so let's get him back in the lobby as quickly as possible, as the two Cadillacs now beginning to fight away then. Ollie Football and Mr. Smith really going for it as one of the McLarens is off the road, and that is Clyde, who is in the wall at the end of the first sector. Doesn't have any damage to the front wing, so we'll continue on as the two Cadillacs getting very, very close to each other. Mr. Smith and Ollie Football. These two, evidently no team orders down at Cadillac, as Harco picks up the first time penalty of this race, a 3-second, as Ollie Football decides that bollard isn't where it belongs and decides to take it with him. As we make our way towards the main straight then, it's BP Ace that leads the Mexican Grand Prix, but here comes Mr. Smith in the slipstream with the battery. Towards turn 1 we go. Is the Cadillac driver going to be able to get through? Had a sniff down the inside. No room for an overtake. Louis right on the back of Saban as we make our way through the first complex of corners. Saban gets a little bit out of shape, and Louis is in the slipstream, is burning the battery. Towards turn 4 we go. Looking for the outside line was the Aston. Saban places that car exactly where it needed to be, and Lunar Eclipse now right on the back of this fight as well. As Alexander saying, JP, how are we already almost at 3.1k? The league has been growing incredibly quickly. We hit 3,000 followers earlier today, now already charging towards 4,000. So if you are new, make sure you are following, as Mr. Smith still gaining on BP Ace, but the Ferrari has the lead for now. Saban still looking to try and challenge with Ollie Football, but is dropping a little bit back and may fall out of the overtake boost here. Just manages to stick in it, but is going to drop back now behind a second and is not getting the overtake boost. So how much will that be helping Louis as we go down the main straight then? Aston Martin versus Red Bull. It's the Aston with the overtake boost and with the slipstream as well. Towards turn 1 we go. Who's got the better straight line speed? Looks like it's the Aston Martin. Into turn 1 we go then. And Louis is looking to take the position, but Saban still on the inside. Just doesn't have the grip to fight it. And it's the Aston Martin of Louis who moves through, as Ollie Football and Mr. Smith still scrapping away. Mr. Smith looking for the outside line on BP Ace. Not able to get by though. It's still the Ferrari driver that is in the lead. The two Cadillacs, though, chasing the Ferrari down very, very quickly. Louis is in 4th place. It's then Saban in 5th. Lunar Eclipse in 6th. The Haas driver all over the back of the Red Bull. And surely only a matter of time before a move is made. Saban really struggling in the early going of this Mexican Grand Prix. We're only on lap 4 of 36 here. And Mr. Smith still challenging away with BP Ace as through the stadium section we go. Mr. Smith right on the rear wing of the Scuderia as around the final corner we go then to begin lap 5 of this Mexican Grand Prix, and the Cadillac driver chasing after the Ferrari. We've got the Cadillac chasing the Cadillac, the Aston Martin chasing the Cadillac. We've got Saban in behind as well. Lunar Eclipse chasing him. We've got Rylan in 7th. And then there's a little bit of a gap back to TG Skill Issue. And then even more of a gap back to CB. It's BP Ace that continues on in the lead then. A lot of people asking when's the next race. The next race is at 8 p.m. That's one of our championship events. Then there's another social race at 10 p.m. And then we have another 3 races. Not 3 races. We have another 6 races tomorrow. As look at Ollie Football looking down the inside of Mr. Smith. Is he able to get the move done on his teammate? There's contact between them. And now we're going to be 3 abreast. No, as one of them backs out, it's Mr. Smith that has to give up the fight. And now Louis moves through into 3rd. But all that squabbling has allowed BP Ace to really pull away in this race and may get out of the overtake boost as we head towards the stadium section. And BP Ace is going to escape the overtake boost here of the other drivers as Lunar Eclipse round the outside of Saban goes the Haas driver and forces their way through into 5th. Great move from Lunar. Spitball in the chat saying races every day at 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 p.m. Sometimes run at 12 p.m. and 12 a.m. as well. Full-time drivers are assigned seats, then race each week for points. That is how our championships work. As Saban looking to try and take the place back from Lunar Eclipse. It's going to be Lunar that has the outside line, will bang in between them, and Lunar will stay ahead for the time being. Saban really struggling on the medium compound as BP Ace now 1.4 seconds in the lead. Louis in 3rd, chasing down the Cadillac driver who does not have the benefit of the overtake boost anymore, and we know how important that is on this F1 26 game. As Matt Racing saying Louis is flying, he most certainly is. I believe started this race in 5th or 6th place, if I'm not mistaken, already up to 3rd, and we've still got 30 laps to go of this race. We know Luke M is looking for the last to first challenge. He's currently in 10th and has got Jarmin all over the back of him. Jarmin, the lead driver that started on the hard compound tyres. TTV Kian currently running in 12th for Mercedes-Benz. We know he is quite a fan favourite in the Twitch and the TikTok chat as well. As we've got a yellow flag. That's for one of the Haas cars, and that is Harco Bandit, who has had a moment through the first complex. Mr. Smith already into the pit lane as TG Skill Issue gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And that is surely going to be the Williams driver's race over, as he will need to come in again. Won't be able to one-stop from this point of the race. And we'll have to serve that penalty when he comes into the pit lane. BP Ace leading this race then by 1.4 seconds to Ollie Football, who runs in 2nd, as we've now got a virtual safety car deployed. And why is there a virtual safety car? I think I could see some damage down the main straight there. Some loose front wing that was just down the main straight. I can't see anyone with any damage at the moment. Jack doesn't have any damage. Nova Piper with some big front wing damage. And I wonder if Nova Piper has had some contact with someone somewhere. The question is, will anyone take this opportunity to come into the pit lane? We're on the front wing of BP Ace's Ferrari, as Luke M has also picked up a 3-second penalty. The last to first challenge not going ideally, as BP Ace then is going to dart into the pit lane. Under the virtual safety car, Ollie Football, Louis and Lunar Eclipse are going to follow him in, as Lunar Eclipse gets a 10-second penalty for a severe collision with Saban. Virtual safety car still out in this race as we now go back to green flags. Rylan now leads this race then, having not pitted under the VSC. We've got Jarmin running in 2nd place. TTV Kian running in 3rd. Fabian in 4th as BP Ace needs to try and get this move as soon as possible and does so up into 4th. Very important move for BP Ace, as look at the gaggle of cars that are between him and Ollie Football. I believe it's now 3 drivers as Ollie gets through on Angry Badger. BP Ace needs now to try and get past Kian as quickly as possible, looking for the double switch under. Gets the grip on the fresher tyres. Down the inside goes BP Ace. Beautiful move from the Ferrari driver to get up into third. Ollie Football still stuck behind 3 cars between himself and BP Ace, and that is not going to be helping him at all, as look how much he's being held up by Mr. Fresh. Finally gets his way through. Bit of contact, and Louis also finds his way through as well, as Ollie Football now needs to try and get by Fabian and Kian as quickly as possible, as Rylan now comes into the pit lane then from the lead of this Grand Prix, as Ollie is really being held up here. And all this time, BP Ace is just being allowed to run away. Fabian is now the next to be overtaken by Ollie, as Mr. Fresh gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. TTV Kian running in third, but for how much longer? Because Ollie Football and Louis on the fresher compound tyres, as there, Ollie Football straight into the back of the Mercedes. Fabian still involved in this fight as well. He's going to get forced wide here onto the curb. But Louis now looking very racy as Fabian gets back ahead of Ollie Football. Ollie looking down the inside, but not able to make a move, as Kian and Fabian are having their own scrap as both of them run wide, and through goes Ollie Football. Now look at TTV Kian in the fight with Fabian and with Louis. Louis gets through into 4th place, but all of that fighting that Ollie had to do, BP Ace now 3 seconds ahead of the Cadillac driver and is hounding down Jarmin for the lead once more. This is the last time that BP Ace will be held up by someone. Looking towards the inside line. It was a late lunge by BP Ace, looking to take the lead of the Grand Prix. He's going to be forced off the circuit by the Audi driver, but when he comes back on, he's still wheel to wheel. BP Ace has to give up the position as to not get an illegal overtake. And look at the time that Ollie Football has gained because of Jarmin's defence, as BP Ace now towards turn 1 we go then on lap 10, and BP Ace round the outside he goes. Jarmin not going to give this up without a fight, but BP Ace eventually does get through and back into the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. The question is now, is Jarmin going to be able to defend this position as hard as he did with BP Ace with Ollie Football? Because this could be crucial for who wins the race. Ollie with a much better exit. Jarmin not able to fight it at all. And that is huge for the complexion of this race, because the gap now only 1.1 seconds. It was 3 seconds as Jarmin and Louis do battle. The contact between them, Louis picks up a 3-second time penalty, and that could really change the outlook of this race. Louis, is he going to look towards the inside? Yes, he is. Jarmin runs it wide and off the road, and Louis moves through then into third. But the gap between himself and Ollie Football now 1.9 seconds, as the gap just growing by about a 10th between Ollie Football and BP Ace. BP Ace had the fastest lap of the race. That particular honour now goes to Ollie Football, as Charlie says this is giving 2025 Mexico with Behrman versus Verstappen. Most certainly, especially that fight between Louis, TTV Kian and Fabian, as Saban now attacks Jarmin and gets through into 4th place in his own right, as Jack Plays picks up a 3-second time penalty. TTV Kian running in 8th. He's got skill issue right behind him on 6-lap fresher tyres. Kian, how long is he going to be able to try and fight this one? He's going to defend the inside line. Kian placing that car exactly where it needed to be, but skill issue trying round the outside now. A little bit of contact. Is he going to be able to get the move done round the outside? Kian tries to fight it for as long as he can, but with the help of a little bit of track extension, skill issue gets through into 8th place. Kian falls to 9th, and look at the train that is behind TTV Kian. Fabian, Best, Rylan and CB all sat behind the Mercedes driver, who is giving it everything to try and fight away. Someone asking what happened to Nova. Nova disconnected at the start of this race. Now runs in 15th as Rylan and TTV Kian do battle. Kian now falls down to 11th as Lunar Eclipse is the next driver to get through on Jarmin and up into 5th place. Although Jarmin, with more battery, is going to look to try and fight this back again. Lunar defending the outside line. Jarmin forced towards the inside then. Goes very deep on the brakes. Can't keep it on the road. And when he comes back on, it is going to be Lunar Eclipse that's in 5th. Mr. Smith trying to fight away with the Audi as well. The Cadillac goes through and is now running in 6th. Out in front, the gap staying pretty consistent between BP Ace and Ollie Football, although Ollie just bringing that gap down a little bit and getting into the overtake boost. As Damon saying, all the races you have done commentary on, mate, what's the most chaotic race you have ever done? Oh, that is a very good question. Oh, most chaotic race I've ever done. Oh, I really don't know. We've had some pretty chaotic ones in WRC. I mean, if we're purely on about WRC, there was a WRC Monaco race. I want to say about 3 or 4 months ago, maybe. And that was very chaotic. A lot of drivers in the wall, a lot of big crashes, a lot of those really shouty moments, per se. If we're talking all over commentary, there was a race in a league that I used to run at, I believe it was Zandvoort, and we started with 20 drivers. This must have been on like F1 23 or something, and I think we ended with about 7, as there was this massive pile up down into turn 3, and there must have been about, I think it was about 8 or 9 drivers that all went out due to that one crash. It was absolutely insane. But sometimes the chaotic ones are the most fun ones. Desert Boss saying Catalonia a couple of days ago was class. All the races have been absolutely brilliant in WRC. I honestly don't think I could pick one and say, oh yeah, that's been the best race we've done. Is Chaviton saying, why did TCV pit with only 10 laps on hard tyres? He has been scrapping away pretty hard with a lot of the mid-pack, so I wouldn't be surprised if those tyres are a little bit more worn than you'd be expecting. As Jay says, I just got F1 26. I might be able to race social now. Let's go, Jay. Get in there, my friend. Hopefully, we'll see you out on track soon. Charlie saying, are commentators allowed to swear? We're allowed to, yes. I personally just choose not to. I find it quite unprofessional. And I try and remain as professional as possible. I have had a few slip-ups in my time where I have accidentally dropped an F-bomb. But I do just try and keep it as professional as possible. I feel that's respectful to the league and to all the drivers out on track. I'll see a lot of people asking how to join. I'm going to send the link in the TikTok chat. Copy and paste that website link into your web browsers and sign up using your Discord account and join our server. Ollie Football still scrapping away then with BP Ace in the fight for the lead here in Mexico. Ferrari versus Cadillac. Never thought I would see that as a fight in Formula 1, but definitely interesting. As BNSF saying, how does most of the grid have a penalty? Mexico, my friend. That's all I can tell you. Mexico's so harsh on the track limits, especially when the tracks are on strict. It is very, very easy to pick up a time penalty. As look at Saban on the back of Louis, trying to take the final podium place away, and does exactly that. Saban up into 3rd place then, here in Mexico. Chavaton saying, I remember a few days ago the race with Brian and 2nd place was crazy, just for Sweat to take 1st. Matt Racing saying, I want to race on this stream at least for one time, but my hardware would put me in the last place. Honestly, it's very addictive. You wouldn't just race here once, my friend. The second you have driven here, you would never want to go back. Reese saying the link is expired. I can't join. Do you mean the website link? I'm sure the website link can't be expired. As Damon saying, it's annoying that I possibly won't get to race till at least 8 PM tomorrow because of work. Honestly, I wish we could all take time off work and just sit here and race with each other all day. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. As Reese saying, oh, my bad, thought it was for Discord. No, that is just a normal website. You just paste that into Google or something like that. And then you sign in with your Discord through that website. And you'll be able to get yourself in the Discord server. Wasabi saying, you're doing a great job, JP. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that, mate. Good to see you in the Twitch chat. Matt Racing saying, gonna have to buy F125 one day and join. Most certainly, my friend. It is absolutely incredible as Lunar Eclipse and Mr. Smith then battle into turn 1. The Haas versus the Cadillac. Cadillac on 1 lap older tyres, but looks like he's got the better pace. As towards turn 4 we go then. Can Mr. Smith try and get through? Looking towards the inside line, going down the inside line. Big dive bomb from the Cadillac. Lunar with the switchback, and there's contact between them. And round goes Lunar Eclipse. We'll get the car righted again, but it's going to be a 9th and even more contact between them and CB as Nova Piper retires on track from the race. And Lunar Eclipse now into 9th as off the road there goes the other Haas car. That's Harco Bandit, who is now a lap down. As M says, what do you think about all the penalties, JP? It's annoying because I don't know who finishes where until they cross the line. But again, it's completely understandable. You know, it's Mexico. It's very competitive. The drivers are in such close proximity with each other. It's so easy to pick up a time penalty around this track, especially when you are constantly wheel to wheel with other people. As Skill Issue has had a moment at the final corner and is going to dive into the pit lane, gets a 10-second penalty and retires from the race, our second retiree from the Mexican Grand Prix. Is Ollie in the Twitch chat? Welcome in, Ollie. Good evening, my friend. Hope you're having a good evening. As Damon saying, if I could call in sick at work just so I could race, that would be a dream. Exactly that. That would be the lifelong dream. As Ollie Football now right behind BP Ace. And the fight for the lead might be about to spice up a little bit between the Ferrari and the Cadillac. As Ollie Football right in behind then. Wasabi saying, just want to say it's not to see Andy Price back racing. He's always been my favourite. Andy Price, definitely a fan favourite in the TikTok and in the Twitch. Charlie saying, would you ever take commentating as a real job? To be honest, mate, that's the goal. I would love to be a commentator for any sort of real motorsport, whether that's, you know, F1 or F2, British touring cars, karting, anything like that. That is the end goal, realistically. Is Ollie Football not able to gain on BP Ace. We've had Lunar Eclipse retire from the race as well, saying, I'm going to lose it in the TikTok chat. Lunar not having the most ideal race in the world. It was contact that ultimately ended their race. Angry Badger picks up a time penalty as we've had another yellow flag in the final sector. That is for Mr. Smith, who gets a 10-second time penalty for exceeded track limits, has damage to the front wing as well. And Mr. Smith not happy as Angry Badger now retires from the race as well. And it is all kicking off in the last 3 or 4 laps here in WRC. Mexico definitely heating up the spice here as Ollie Football right behind BP Ace. Charlie saying, you should for real start in karting, then work your way up. You'll be the next Crofty. Well, hopefully that is the case. I have reached out to a few local karting tracks and whatnot. So hopefully one day it won't just be the online stuff that you guys will see me doing. Maybe one day I'll be the voice of F1 for you all. As Ollie Football into the first couple of corners then. The Cadillac driver chasing down BP Ace in the lead of this race. Neither of these two have a penalty. So this will be for track position. Cadillac versus Ferrari. Who's going to be able to take the victory here in Mexico? Would anything maybe change the complexion? There could be a little bit of an incident. A little bit of contact. Maybe some safety cars or something like that. As we've got another yellow flag. Who is that for? I believe that was for Angry Badger that actually retired from the race. As Damon saying, I would love to see you be the official commentator at Silverstone. That would be brilliant. And I must say, I'm only about a half an hour drive, I believe, from Silverstone. So definitely not the longest trip in the world. So if anyone from Silverstone is watching, get in contact, yeah? As Matt Racing saying, I hope you will be the next commentator at F1. Thank you very much, Matt. That is a very big compliment. And thank you to everyone in the chat with the comments about the commentary. I do really, really appreciate it. It does mean a lot to me. As Ollie Football sets after BP Ace then, we've got 16 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Ollie still chasing down BP Ace. And the Cadillac in pursuit of the Ferrari then. Can the Cadillac try and muscle a way through? We know that Luke M is looking for the last to first challenge. Currently running in 7th. We've got another yellow flag. And Harco has had another moment and is going to go into the wall here. Somehow doesn't pick up damage. But Harco really struggling in this race. Currently in 16th, is already a lap down. And it might be a couple of laps down by the end of this race. As we've got Bradley in the Twitch chat. Welcome in, Bradley. Hope you're having a good evening, my friend. Good to see you in the chat. As Ollie Football continues fighting away with BP Ace. We just can't take our eyes off of this fight. Because knowing my timing, I will go to look at someone else. And Ollie Football will go for the move. Or lightning will hit one of them. Or something like that. Knowing my luck. Something crazy would happen and I would be the one to miss it. So we are going to stick with the Ferrari and the Cadillac as they race once more towards turn 1. Bradley saying, I need to try and get into one of these races. Near impossible now. My best advice is that all of the attendances come out at around 11:30. They commence after the 10 p.m. race. So if you are looking to get involved, make sure you're active in the Discord from around quarter past 11 till around 12 o'clock at night in the UK. And then you will be able to get yourself in the attendance as quickly as possible. Dinnell asking how to join. Copy and paste that link that I've just sent into your web browser. And it will take you to our website. Sign in with Discord. And you'll be able to get involved. Bradley saying, perfect, didn't know that. Thanks, Jack. Not a problem, my friend. We want to try and see as many different people racing in these races as possible. As Ollie Football still right on the back of BP Ace. And he is a lot closer than he has been in previous laps. We know these guys are going to stop one more time. But it's not going to be on this lap. We move on to lap, 22 then. And look how close Ollie Football is to the back of BP Ace. But BP Ace with a little bit more battery. And is that going to be helping him? No, because the Cadillac is gaining to the outside of turn 1. BP Ace placing that Scarlet Red Ferrari where it needs to be. There's a little bit of contact between them. And Ollie gets all out of shape. But will now get the switcheroo and is gaining on the Ferrari once more as we make our way towards turn 4. Cadillac versus Ferrari round the outside. Ollie Football is going to look. Is now going to turn to the inside for the Cadillac driver. It's a straight drag race down to the next right-hander. It's the inside line for Ollie Football as BP Ace now has the inside for the next corner. Somehow has his nose ahead. Then gets a car length and a half ahead. And somehow, BP Ace still in the lead of this one. I was certain for a moment there that Ollie Football would be taking the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. But BP Ace, incredible defense. Damon saying, what are the odds I get to be your teammate for one race? Honestly, I would absolutely love that. It just depends if we can get on the attendance in time, to be completely honest. I will also have to see what times I am commentating. I believe tomorrow I'm commentating 3 or 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. Although, saying that, no, it's Friday. I think it's 3 times that I'm commentating tomorrow. I will see if I can try and get in any of the races. As here comes Ollie Football then, towards the outside of BP Ace. Once again, it's a carbon copy of a lap ago. But this time, Ollie Football finally takes the lead here in Mexico. But look at BP Ace. on the switchback, trying to fight this back again. Towards the outside line goes the Ferrari. Braking later is the Cadillac. It's now the inside line for BP Ace. Ollie Football, though, on the switcheroo, looking for the better exit. Dives down the inside once more. These two stuck to each other like magnets. Ferrari versus Cadillac. BP Ace retakes the lead here in Mexico. What a battle these two are having for the lead of the Grand Prix. Two of WRC's finest, Ollie Football and BP Ace, and they are still going for it as we come towards the stadium section now. Ferrari versus Cadillac, and it is still the Ferrari that is in the lead of this race. What a battle these two are putting on for us. As BP Ace now then going to dive into the pit lane and looking for the undercut. Ollie stays out and takes the lead of this race then. Louis in second place. Saban in third. Luke, I don't believe, is going to come out of the final sector in time. So it will be BP Ace coming out in fourth position then. And in masses of clean air as Jack Plays and Rylan doing battle. And Rylan very, very deep and into the barriers. Picking up damage as well on the front wing. Just shot it too deep on the brakes, and the Ferrari, I would imagine, is going to be in the pit lane for a new front wing, and is going to be in the pit lane for a new front wing then, as he gets the 10-second penalty and retires from the race on track. The gap between BP Ace and Saban, 15.5 seconds between the Ferrari and the Red Bull. Saban and Louis both with penalties, and both of them still scrapping away in this race. CB right on the back of Jack Plays has just come out of the pit lane, and you can see the difference in grip between the Williams and the Mercedes driver. CB up now into 7th place, has got 13 seconds now to try and gain to get to the back of Jarmin, who still has not pitted in this race. Insane stuff from Jarmin, as we have got, what is it, 3, 6, 7 drivers that are out of this race so far. Saban now comes into the pit lane and is serving a 10-second penalty as well. So that will feel like a millennium that he is sat there, as Luke M also comes into the pit lane then for his second stop of this race. BP Ace now running in third, 13 seconds behind Louis and Ollie Football. We've got 11 laps to go in this race, and it's Ollie Football that leads here in Mexico. CB gets the fastest lap of the race and has undercut Luke M then. The Williams driver, sorry, running in 5th place. Fabian in 6th, getting ahead of Jack Plays. Fabian on the medium compound tyres. Saban comes out on the hards then, and he is 18 seconds behind BP Ace. The question is, though, will this be an undercut attempt on Louis? As Ollie Football round the final corner, is he going to make his way into the pit lane? No, he's going to stay out. Louis, where? I cannot talk here. Will he dive into the pit lane? He is going to come into the pit lane now then. So will Saban have executed the attempt of the undercut? The Red Bull driver just coming through. And Saban really pushing on to try and make this undercut work. The question is, can he do it? Louis just coming out of the pit lane now. It isn't going to work for Saban because of the 10-second penalty. Louis comes out in third and quite a way ahead of Saban as well. The gap between them around 8.5 seconds, I believe. Louis now 10 seconds behind BP Ace on the medium compound tyres. For anyone looking to join, I will post the link to our website in the TikTok chat. You want to copy and paste the link, moresports.com. You want to copy and paste that into Google or whatever your web browser is. Hit search, sign in with Discord, and then sign up to our league. You'll get an invite to the Discord through the website, and you can get yourself involved. Lap 27 then, as Ollie comes into the pit lane. We're only 21 followers away from hitting 3.1k. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to WRC, make sure you follow down below as we try and race now towards 4,000 followers. Ollie Football has well and truly been undercut by BP Ace here, but Ollie coming out on the medium compound tyres. And how crucial could this be for Louis, as he's only 1.6 seconds behind. Ollie, 8 seconds behind BP Ace, has got 9 laps to try and gain to the leader on fresh, hard compound tyres. 7.6 seconds is the gap, and we will watch that gap. I would imagine it will begin to come down. As David in the Twitch chat asking how to join, type in !Discord, David, and it will send you a link to the server. Aaron saying, I thought this was real F1, got my hopes up. Unfortunately not, Aaron. F1 still on a season break at the moment. As Ollie gaining towards BP Ace then, the question is, does he have the time to gain up to the Ferrari? And if he does he then have the grip when he gets there to make an overtake? Lap 28 of 36 of the Mexican Grand Prix. BP Ace is leading. Ollie Football in second. Louis is third with Saban in fourth place. CB fifth with Fabian in sixth. Luke M is seventh, and right behind Fabian in the battle for the top 5. Luke pushing on to try and get past his teammate. Will he be able to do it? Down towards turn 1. His teammate has more battery. Fabian doing very well to conserve the battery pack. But in the slipstream is Luke. Pulls towards the inside line. Has the inside line. Towards turn 1 we go. Fabian gaining a little bit out though because of the extra battery. But storming down the inside is Luke. The two Alpines fighting away through the first sector here. And Luke does get the position on his teammate. Luke M up into 6th place. And will now try and chase down CB, who's running a pretty lonely race in 5th at the moment. UFRT Saban running in 4th as Ollie Football now picks up a 3-second time penalty. And how much is that going to change the outlook of this race? Because now he's not only got to gain to BP Ace and pass him, he's got to gain to BP Ace, pass him, and pull out 3 seconds. He's just set the fastest lap of the race. But Ollie Football now with a 3-second penalty, leaving BP Ace the only man in this Grand Prix without a time penalty at all. Damon saying, so when there is an actual F1 race live at like 2 or 3 p.m, do you guys still do the race? Normally, we will push races back and forth. So like for the World Cup, for example, when those games were on at about 8, 9 o'clock, whatever, our normal championship races are about 8 o'clock. We will normally just move them sort of an hour before or an hour later. So let's say the social race at 2 p.m. What do we do if an F1 race races at 2 p.m? That will just be cancelled and we will still run the social race at 4 p.m, if that makes sense. So, of course, we want to watch the real F1. We want all of you guys to watch the real F1. We don't want anyone to miss out on racing action in WRC, and we don't want people to miss out on the real F1 racing. So we do try and accommodate as best as possible for when real events are happening in real life. Lap 30 then of 36 is TTV Kean, saying a top 10 finish is on here. Currently running in 11th is Kean. The car ahead of him is his teammate Jack Plays on soft compound tyres. It's now up the Gunners. But if the Mercedes and Red Bull keep fighting away, which it looks like they will as there's contact between them, TTV Kean really could be in with a shot of a top 10 here. BP Ace still leading this Grand Prix. It is Ollie Football in second. And BP Ace has honestly looked unstoppable. Ollie Football Looked like he had the answer to BP Ace's tactics, but the strategy call from the Ferrari man to pit a little bit earlier and get track position is ultimately what is going to win him this race here today. Ollie Football in second. I'm sure we'll be happy with second place, but unfortunately, it's not the win that he was fighting for. Freddie saying, when is the next race? The next race is at 8 p.m. That's one of our championship events. Our next social race is at 10. Obviously, both of those races will be streamed for you. Louis running in third, then currently in position to take the final podium spot. It's Saban in fourth, CB running in fifth. Luke M is in sixth with his teammate Fabian in seventh. Jarm in eighth with Up the Gunners in ninth. Still scrapping away with Jack Plays. TTV Kian running in 11th. Damon saying, are you racing at 8, mate? I'm not, but I am racing at 10. So if you are interested to see how bad at the F1 26 game I am, then do feel free to come through at 10. I believe at 10 it's the Madrid Grand Prix, which should be chaotic. Let's say that. I'm sure it will be a very interesting race, so do pop by if you are free. Is Up the Gunners, I believe, is disconnected. I don't know if I have Up the Gunners added. We will quickly check. Up the Gunners, is he on the friends list? It doesn't look like it, so I don't know if someone else can invite him back in. But TTV Kian saying that the top 10 was on. It really may well be on now, because he will be gaining on Up the Gunners. Only needs to finish within 3 seconds of the Red Bull driver. And it is definitely on if Up the Gunners can't get back in. 8.4 seconds and falling is the gap. As Elijah saying, who is leading the championship for WRC? It depends what championship you're on about. I know Noah is leading the F2 division, as that is the main championship that I commentate. To be honest, I couldn't tell you who is leading the Tuesday or Thursday division. But find out tonight at 8 p.m. because Daikon will be with you commentating. And I'm sure we'll be telling you all about the championship standings and everything that's going on in the world of WRC in championship condition. As Damon saying, damn right I'll be free, but also think you will do great, especially what I saw in Vegas. Thank you very much, Damon. I do appreciate it. Let's put it this way. Vegas is one of my better tracks and a track that I actually enjoy. Madrid, definitely not. So I wouldn't be surprised if I'm scraping on the fringes of points. But we'll see what we can do. It'll be a long race. It'll be a chaotic race. So I'm sure it'll be fun either way. The gap between Ollie and BP Ace is still falling. But unfortunately for Ollie, it looks like those mediums are going to go off as TTV Kian, as Up the Gunners comes into the pit lane. TTV Kian into the top 10, ladies and gentlemen. To the roar of everybody in the grandstands. TTV Kian is running in the top 10. And with only 3 laps to go and an 18-second gap behind him, TTV Kian could be on for a top 10 finish here. Harko saying Madrid is a really bad track. Track limits will be annoying. Most certainly the track limits will probably be the hardest part in that race, trying not to get a penalty. But it is possible, as BP Ace has proved to us tonight, around Mexico. You would think that Mexico is one of those tracks where a lot of people get penalties, but BP Ace showing us that it is possible to not get penalties in a race where it's quite easy. Damon saying, well, I have all the faith in you, mate. Can't wait for it. I actually really like the Madrid track. Am I strange? No, I think it is a fun track, I must say. It's just not a personal favourite, if that makes sense. It's a fun track to race on. It's a fun track to commentate. I'm just not a big fan of it. Mingmei asking, what time is it there? For me, currently, it is 20 minutes past 7. So our next race will be starting in about 40 minutes. Lucius asking, do you drive with assists or not? I drive with certain assists, if you're asking me personally. If you're asking about the league, you're allowed to use anything that isn't driving assist, not driving assist, steering assist, braking assist, pit assist, straight line mode assist, or what's the other one? I can't remember it. Pit exit assists or pit entry assists, something like that. But all things like traction control, what's the other one? ABS, things like that, you are more than welcome to use. BP Ace then moves on to the penultimate lap of the Mexican Grand Prix. And what a drive it has been from the Ferrari man. He's been under pressure for a lot of this race from Ollie. But the strategy from Ferrari, would you believe it? A good strategy from Ferrari. And BP Ace leading this race now by 3 seconds. Ollie's tyres just starting to fade. Manpek saying, so these guys have the option of full traction. Yes, most certainly. I believe there are a few drivers that are on full traction. I know that F1 Mikey Boy races on full traction. I believe TTV Kian races on full traction as well. There are quite a few people that run full TC in WRC. As BP Ace then, towards the final sector we go with the Ferrari driver. And what a race it has been for Zen. As through the stadium he comes for the penultimate time to start the penultimate lap of the Mexican Grand Prix. And what a race this has been. You can see him weaving down the main straight, saying hello to all the viewers at home, celebrating already, believing that he has done it. If anyone wants to join the Discord, I'm going to send the link to our website in the TikTok chat. Copy and paste that into Google or whatever web browser you use. Sign in with your Discord and you will get a link to the Discord channel. But for BP Ace, this has been the ideal race for the Ferrari man. He defended well when Ollie attacked him, called the strategy absolutely perfectly, and Ferrari will be beaming from ear to ear. BP Ace, easily one of the best that we've got in WRC. And I'm sure, I believe he is racing tonight at 10 PM, will be a contender in that race as well. The Ferrari man comes to the stadium section for one final time. The fireworks and the confetti will rise into the air. You can hear the fireworks going off for BP Ace as through the stadium he comes for one final time. The Ferrari driver will take to the top step of the podium again. BP Ace wins the Mexican Grand Prix with a storming drive to the top step of the podium. Ollie Football finishes in second place. It will be Louis for Aston Martin that comes home to take third. UFRT Saban will finish in fourth. CB fifth with Luke M in sixth. Fabian Best seventh. Jarmin eighth with Jack Plays in ninth. TTV Kian round the final corner to finish in 10th place. What a drive from Kian. As up the Gunners will finish in 11th. Mr. Fresh 12th with Clyde in 13th. BP Ace saying in the Twitch chat, GG, great battle with Ollie. What a battle it was between BP Ace and Ollie Football. The gap at the end, 5.9 seconds with Ollie's penalty applied. As Clyde comes through the stadium, as does Mr. Fresh, Fabian and Jarmin to end this race. Rylan, Mr. Smith, Angry Badger, Lunar Eclipse, Skillishoe, Nova Piper and Harco Bandit all failing to reach the flag. What a Mexican Grand Prix we have just had, ladies and gentlemen, and BP Ace wins it out. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in with me tonight and hanging out, watching a brilliant Mexican Grand Prix. BP Ace takes victory. It's Ollie Football in second with the fastest lap, and Louis finishing in third. My name's been Jack. I've been your commentator. A pleasure to bring you the action here tonight. We will be back in about half an hour with Daikon for the championship race, so make sure you tune in to that one. I will be back with you tomorrow at, I believe, I want to say 10 a.m. Let me just double check for you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, 10 a.m. I will be back with you for the social race. So do make sure you come and join me then. I'll also be racing at 10 p.m. That will be commentated by Jack. So make sure you get involved as well. Thank you very much for watching this race with me. And from me to you, wherever you are in the world, I'll catch you next time. Until then, take care and ta-da.